Hi everybody, this is Tracy Tesmer, also known as Smoke and Celluloid. You can find me on Twitter on @smoke_celluloid or on Facebook at facebook.com/smokeandcelluloid, or hop on over to my website at smokeandcelluloid.com. And tonight is a very special edition. Of course, we are at Heights Cigar Lounge, our wonderful sponsor, and I am here with Lloyd Lively, who is actually our Texas ambassador for Cigar Rights of America, also known as CRA, and we're going to be discussing tonight a little bit about CRA, and Lloyd is going to be helping me out tonight with one subject that I have not had a chance to cover yet, which is very important. We're going to talk about lighter care, and we're going to talk about etiquette that is used with lighters when you go into a cigar lounge such as Heights, and what you actually should be doing and how you should be looking after those lighters also, just like the tobacconists there do. But first, we're going to ask Lloyd a little bit about his background. When did you get started with CRA?
I get started with CRA going on about 3 years ago. I've always been very active in the smoking community. I've been smoking cigars since I was 24. In fact, I started first, like a lot of people did, with smoking cigarettes, and somebody I knew that had been, older than I was, had been an adult, and said, I noticed you don't inhale. And I said, well, no, I kind of smoke for flavor. And he said, well, then just bite the bullet and go on to cigars, and you'll enjoy yourself more. And so I took his advice, and I did, and have been with cigars ever since.
Okay, you also do something else in the cigar industry. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, I am a cigar rep. I became a cigar rep for Mark Misty's Crown Jewel Cigars, which is out of Florida. It's been a great endeavor, I believe, on both of our parts. We have seen the industry grow, and it's just been a lot of fun.
I noticed that a lot of us who are involved in the cigar industry not only are involved in just one little tiny aspect, but we expand our horizons, and we try to get involved in all different aspects of the industry, because it is such a great community.
Yes.
It's a smaller community. It's full of people who are there about enjoying life, about smoking cigars, and just basically expanding their knowledge. We're always learning, always wanting to try new cigars, and that's a really important part of the people who are involved in the cigar industry.
Absolutely.
Now, CRA, Cigar Rights of America, tell us a little bit about, I know here in Houston you have some special events that go on. I've participated in a couple with CRA. What are those events?
Well, Cigar Rights of America, first and foremost, for those that don't know, Cigar Rights of America is a legislative group. It was formed by some of the very large guys that are in the industry, and by that I mean Patel Brothers, Fuentes, got together and said, you know, we need to do something to help protect our industry and our interests. And those are the interests of the people who enjoy our products. CRA, we fight non-smoking legislation. We fight anything along those lines that come up. Just here in Texas, within this last legislation, they tried to put a statewide smoking ban into effect twice inside of 3 weeks. They tried to slide that no smoking ban into the educational budget, and then second into the regular state budget. This wasn't announced. It wasn't foretold, because they know that a smoking ban in Texas will not withstand the light of day. As an ambassador, one of my roles is, when I hear about these types of things going on, is of course to tell national, but then to get involved myself and either try to get before city councils or help people lobby into the state levels to say, we don't want this. And that's very much what CRA is a very grassroots organization. It's individual smokers expressing their concerns about, don't touch our industry. And every state, all 50 states, have some sort of smoking ban in effect somewhere within the state. 48 of those states have some sort of excise tax. And for those that don't know what an excise tax is, an excise tax is a sin tax. Basically, it is just imposed on a product. You don't pay for it until you buy it. In the state of Texas, that is between 50 cents to $1.50 a cigar.
Wow.
And we're on the lower scale. There are some places that go as high as $7.50.
Wow.
per cigar.
And that really affects
what
we're able to smoke, what we're able to enjoy, our basic rights as adults to be able to enjoy our cigars. I know for me, I actually didn't know a lot about CRA, and I joined CRA at Texas Cigar Fest.
Yes.
Where I joined it. They always at Texas Cigar Fest, CRA has a big booth set up, and you just see people lined up and ready to sign up for CRA. It's really important that we do support it. Now, is there currently any legislation going on now, anything that we need to be aware of?
In the state of Texas, our legislature only meets once every 2 years, so the sessions are done. On a national level, what we are very concerned about right now is the fact that what the government is trying to do is they're trying to take all tobacco products, and that encompasses dip, snuff, cigarettes, snus, premium cigars, and any variety thereof, and put it under the guise of the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. Now, what this will do is allow the FDA, which has very little true oversight from the government, to decide what they want to do to our industry.
So in other words, you hear this on Facebook, you hear this on Twitter all the time, because the cigar industry, and not only the patrons, but the tobacconists, the shops, everybody's very involved on Twitter and Facebook. You know, FDA, keep your hands off our cigars.
Keep your hands off our cigars, because what this will allow the FDA to do, the FDA, if they choose to, they can go into foreign countries and inspect the plants and manufacturers' facilities. They can then also demand that every cigar that is coming up on the market be submitted to them with the specialty blends. This means this is the secret formula that the manufacturer has. They can... And
these are trade secrets.
Trade secrets.
These are trade secrets.
Huge trade secrets. And then the FDA would have to approve every cigar that then went on the market. Unlike cigarettes, for those watching, you're all premium cigar smokers. If you're new, thank you for joining the cigar movement. When I talk to people, I tell them I smoke green. That's exactly what a cigar is. It's natural, it's organic. Any of the other fluffy words that you want to throw out there, there's absolutely nothing but leaf, tobacco leaf in here. Unlike cigarettes, unlike snus, unlike any other product, which can be paper and fiberglass and everything else, and all the horror stories that you've heard, cigars are not one of those things that is like that. It needs to be its own product. And this is why we have 42 people who have started to support a House bill, which is House Bill 1639, and now Senate bill, let me get the number off of that, which is 1461.
1461.
It's relatively new, and what these will do is basically take premium cigars, manufacturers, retailers, everything out from under that guise of the FDA, and basically saying, leave us alone. Whether you like smoking or you don't like smoking, CRA's main focus is it shouldn't be the government's decision. It's like a lot of other things in our life. We want the government out of our lives. A business owner or an individual is smart enough to make a decision for themselves, and a lot of legislatures feel they are smarter, or they want to put their name on a piece of legislation that says, look what I've done to make everybody healthier, but what they're doing is they're stepping on our rights as an individuals, or stepping on our rights as business owners, and that's not what we want to see.
No, not at all. That's definitely not what we want to see. And we're going to break a little away from that, and let's talk about what you're smoking, because you did point out, like we said before, cigars are an all-natural product. You know, you take off this band, and this all it is it's leaf. It's leaf. That's it. And what are we smoking? Because we're both smoking
a Parati.
The Parati, and the Parati is actually a Dominican Puro. It's wrapper, binder, filler, Dominican. It actually was developed by Schrader with help of Pete Johnson. It is a medium to full body cigar. I am smoking actually what would be considered like a petite Corona size, and you are smoking...
I have a full Corona, and this is the Hermosos version of the Parati. Very nice blend. If you like Dominicans, I recommend them. They're very, very nice.
I'm a big fan of Dominican tobacco.
Dominicans, I'm a big Dominican fan, big Nicaraguan fan. Sumatra. I like cigars. That's
Yeah, that's
kinda
exactly
how it
it.
comes
I
down
like
to it.
cigars. I like beer.
So-
Here we go. And what I'm actually, for those of you who know, my show is about pairings also. I have chosen tonight, kind of going along with that whole cigars are organic, whatever fancy word you want to use. I am drinking with this tonight. The actual, the New Belgium Mothership Wit. This is an organic wheat beer. It's got some spices in there. It's got a little bit of a citrus flavor to it. It pairs really well with this party, which is that medium to full Dominican tobacco. Okay, we told our viewers tonight we are going to talk a little bit about lighter care. We had this discussion. We were in here in Heights talking the other day about lighter care, some of our pet peeves, some of the things that deal with the etiquette of lighter care. It is important that you take care of your lighters. So let's show everyone a little bit of what we've got here and talk about how to properly fill the lighters and what to do with them. I've got here, this actually is a single flame lighter. This is very special to me. I've had mine engraved by Jorge at Stogie's. He does a wonderful job, and it's got my name on it, Smoke and Celluloid on it, single flame. This particular lighter is a triple torch lighter that I received. We haven't completely filled all these because we want to show you how to fill them, how to bleed them, that kind of thing. And then you also have a triple torch.
Yes, this is from Rocky Patel. It's great. I've had no problems with this lighter. It's a triple torch, meaning it has 3 flames, 3 torches. Also comes with a punch, which is very handy.
Mine also comes with a punch. You'll see that a lot of the cigar lighters do come with a punch on them. It's very handy to have that. And then we've also got here, this is a
St. DuPont.
This is a St. DuPont. This is also a single torch. I love this particular lighter. A lot of people I know carry this lighter. Love this. It's a quality lighter. Make sure, one of the things that I think is very important as a cigar smoker is that you do pick up a quality lighter. You need to have at least one quality lighter. I have a bunch of lighters that I don't mind carrying around with me because if I go to things like IPCBR or events, sometimes they grow legs and walk away. So, you don't always want to carry your quality lighter with you, so you just carry very simple lighters with you. And then we also have, tell us about this one.
Okay. This is a St. DuPont lighter. This is part of their lacquer series. This one is actually about 15 years old. Still works wonderfully. It is a single flame. This lighter is going to be much different to fill than any other type of lighter. And since it's here,
let's talk about how to fill that particular one.
The lacquer series and several other of St. DuPont. St. DuPont is one of the oldest lighter manufacturers in the world, out of Paris. To fill this lighter, you actually have to buy charges for it. It's a little plastic fill that has a little brass fitting on it. Every lighter is different. Every lighter has a different color code. So if you buy a St. DuPont like this used, make sure if you don't know a lot about them, make sure you take them to a St. DuPont retailer and let them properly color code it for you, because if you try to fill this with the wrong one, you're going to end up stripping the screws out because it actually screws in. What you have to do to fill this lighter, and even though they are some of the most dependable lighters, they're very durable. This is a little bit of a pain to actually fill, because what you have to do is take this lighter and put it in the freezer for 45 minutes before you can fill it. Then you have to have the right charge. When you take it out, you screw it in. The cold from the freezer actually creates the vacuum that pulls the lighter fluid into the lighter. But before you do that with any lighter, you should use something. This happens to be a cigar spike, which is another type of punch. Something plastic, something wooden, something that when you go into the valve, that you are not going to wallow out that valve, because then you're going to have problems filling it later. But you want to just gently press in on the valve and bleed it out. You can kind of hear that.
Bleeding
put that
out.
Close to the.
Yep, close to the mic.
There you go. If you get a little fluid out, that's okay, because what you want to do, you want to bleed it till it's as empty as you can get it. Just hold that stem down. Don't press in so hard that you think you're going to damage the lighter, but just enough to release air, because air will build up over time. in this case, same thing.
Same thing with any kind of torch.
Any kind of torch, even the single flames will do the same thing. What you end up with is, over a period of time of starting and stopping the lighter and lighting and unlighting it, air will actually rush back into that from the jets.
You know, and I used to get that all the time working in a cigar shop. Is I would get people bringing me their lighters, and they're like, "It's not doing anything. It's not doing anything." And I would say,
"It's full, and it's full.
Full, and it's full. Did you bleed it? Oh, what's that?"
Exactly.
And then I show people, you have to bleed the lighter. Get that out of there.